Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Neo DiendDriver as featured in Kamen Rider Geo. You can see the logo down here. They brought Decade and Diend back for Geo, which I thought was really fun. Gave them both new updated versions of their drivers to include everything since Decade. So very excited for this. This was a premium Bandai release. I just got this in the mail yesterday. Very excited to take a look. Here are half of the secondary rider cards up here. Other half down here. On the side here, you just have some cool pictures of Diend. And then on the back, you have this really cool group shot, which I like quite a bit. I think that's really fun. Does take two AAA batteries, as you can see here. So that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's go ahead. We'll get them out of there, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here's everything you get in the box. You have this little plastic card thing that you can clip onto your belt. It doesn't fit all of the cards, but you can take a small stack and slide them in and then close it up. And then you can see that that just clips over a waistband or a belt or whatever you want. I wish you could pull the cards out while it was closed, but you can't, so you have to open it and then pull them out. So it's alright. I feel like it could be better. I would love it to hold all the cards, and I would love it to be able to pull them out one at a time while it's closed. But otherwise, I appreciate them putting in something for the cards. And you can see it has the DN symbol there on the front. So I'm going to put that to the side. That's all we need to see of that. Here are the cards you get. You actually get quite a bit. Quite a few excellent cards there, which I'm really excited about. I'll just kind of go through them quickly here. So we have Decade Complete Form. I won't go through. You'll see the backs as I put them into the drivers and everything. But Kuga, we have all their final forms here. Putatira, final form, take note. So we'll go through all of these, and then once you get through the final forms, you have Diend, you have Diend's complete form. Then you go through the secondary riders here. And then after all the secondary riders, sorry, trying to keep these in order. You have a couple of like Diend's abilities or attacks that he uses. And then you have the final form ride, or final attack ride rather, for Diend. So really nice assortment of cards here. Like that quite a bit. Let's take a look at the driver itself. Scooch this up here. So I think it looks great, really nicely painted. I like the light blue color. It is kind of funny that the light blue color makes it feel like it would be a cheaper plastic. It's not. It's just because of the color they chose for whatever reason. It just seems like it would, like it's almost like the color of like a knockoff or something. Do you know what I mean? Like it's definitely not. It's a great toy and it's nice solid plastic. I think it's just something about the really light blue, just at first glance makes it seem like you would see this somewhere that it's cheaper, if that makes sense, but it's definitely not. It's nice. So nice gold paint here. See Diend trigger on the back here. Some nice gold and silver paint, on and off switch right here, and I'll do that again from the front. You can see two LEDs there. So that's just generic firing sound. If you open that and then close it with nothing inside, you can hear it just kind of makes those like generic click click sounds. So that's pretty much it for this on its own. We'll go ahead and we will start loading some cards in. Alright, so we're going to start with the Diend specific stuff. So hold on, let me show you these cards. So here is the Diend card. So all you do, slide this in, and then pull it open. So there you go. It says Diend. If you press the trigger now, just the generic sounds. And then you slide this out. Next up we'll do Diend Complete Form. So the attack sounds are kind of generic and overlap, but I think it's just because of the sheer amount of sounds that are in this thing for all the different riders and names and forms and everything. You get basically one, like, true unique sound per card. It's a little difficult getting them in and out, but not too bad. Here is the Neo Illusion. Illusion. Now we'll do Diend Neo Invisible. Next up we have Cross Attack. You have to be a little careful when sliding them out. There's a little ramp that's supposed to help them go up, but sometimes the corners get caught in little spots, so just be a little careful. Diend Neo Blast. I almost said Dio. That is not the correct words. Alright. And then last up for the attack cards, we have Neo Barrier. And then last but not least for this section, we have the final attack ride for Diend. So there you have it. All pretty excellent sounds. Like I said, each card has its own sound, at least one unique sound per card, because it kind of shouts out the name of the card, which I think is fine. I mean, to put a special, like, second attack sound for each one, I think would just kind of overload this thing for its ability to hold all these sounds. But let's go ahead, we'll check out the secondary riders next. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start here with G3. Knight. Kaiser. Garen. Ibuki. Sometimes you have to be a little careful when you put these in. Because if you're a little off, you can kind of put it in, like, it's not sideways, but you just don't want to bend the cards. Next up we have Gattack. Next we have Xeranos. Then we have Ixa. Then we have Axel. Birth. Meteor. Beast. Baron. Maha. Spectre. Brave. Cross Z or Cross. And then last but not least, Gates. So there you go. You have the secondary riders. Like I said, the really doesn't have a unique attack sound, but if you think about the fact that he's using these to kind of summon them, it would make sense that the sound is the same. It just says the name of the rider, and then it summons them to kind of fight on his behalf. Alright, last but certainly not least, we have the final forms of the main riders. So we'll start here with Decayed Complete Form. I guess he's summoning these as well because the sound effect is kind of exactly the same. We have Kuga Ultimate Form. Whoops. Agito Shining Form. Yuki Survive. Fize Blaster Form. Blade King Form. Armed Hibiki. Deno Liner Form. Oh, I just noticed these were packaged out of order. Because here's Kabuto Hyperform. Kiva Emperor Form. Next up we have Double Cyclone Joker Extreme. O's Putatira Combo. Forze Cosmic States. Wizard Infinity Style. Gaim Kiwami Arms. Drive Type Trideron. Ghost Mugen Damashi. X-Aid Muteki Gamer. Oops. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes they can get stuck in a little corner or something like that, so just be careful with that. The last one they give us is for Build Genius Form. I'm guessing the time that this was announced, we might not have known about Grand Geo yet, so they did not give us a card for Grand Geo. So there you have it. That is all of the cards that come with this thing. You have all these final forms. You have all these second riders. You have these Diend Powers. It's a really nice, impressive set of cards with a ton of sounds for this thing, which is really impressive. But we're not done, actually. This is the stack of the cards from the Neo DiendDriver. And yes, they work in this. So we'll start with the main riders. We'll go ahead and pop in Decade. Kuga. Agito. Ryuki. Fives. Blade. Hibiki. Kabuto. Deno. Bah. Kiva. Double. O's. Forze. Wizard. Gaim. Drive. Ghost. Exade. Build. And Geo. So as you can hear, the sound effect is basically the same, but it does read all of their names, which is impressive. And it is different than the final forms, because it does say, like, this one just says the name of the rider, the other one says the name of the rider plus the final form. So it's not just like they're reusing those sound effects. They are new and separate sound effects, which is pretty excellent. Alright, so next up we have the final attack rides. So we have Decade, and this is at least a different sound effect from like the summoning sound effect from just using the rider cards. Next we have Kuga. Agito. Ryuki. Fives. Blade. Hibiki. Kabuto. Deno. Kiva. Double. O's. Oh, there we go. Forze. Ah. Wizard. Game. Drive. Ghost. X-Aid. Build. And last but not least, Geo. So there you have it. That is all the final attack rides for all of the main riders, which I think is pretty cool, that they are all completely compatible with the Neo DiendDriver. And then the last thing to take a look here with the Neo DiendDriver is the final form rides. So let's go ahead and try these out. So it's kind of the same sound effect as when it's just like summoning things, but I still think it's pretty cool that it realizes it's the final form ride. Ryuki. Fuzz. Blade. Hibiki. Oh, it doesn't oh, you know what? I don't think I slid it in all the way. Hold on, let me try it again. So there you go, you get to hear like a misread sound. And then you have Kabuto. Ah. Den-O. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm having increasing trouble getting these in there. Kiva. And of course, Decade. So there you have it. That is every single card that came with the Neo DiendDriver. Also has compatibility with the Neo DiendDriver, which is pretty darn impressive. But wait, if you call now, we'll also throw in functionality of the new cards that came with the Neo DiendDriver in the Neo DiendDriver. Alright, so first I'm going to start off with the couple of like Diend Powers. So we have Barrier. So it's not as good as the DiendDriver where it doesn't actually say the name of the attack. It just says attack ride and gives you a generic sound. Here's Blast. This one actually says Decayed. And that was for Blast. Then we have the Cross Attack. So that one it knows is Diend. We have Invisible. Decayed on that one. Illusion. And then here is the Diend complete form. So it does know that one really cool and has some nice sound effects there. And then of course we have the normal Diend card. So there you go, knows Diend. And then last but not least, we have this final attack ride for Diend. So there you go. Those last three have really nice functionality. All of the like Diend attacks, you can tell it doesn't quite read them correctly. It certainly doesn't say the name of the attack. Just kind of like says attack ride, and then we'll say either Diend or Decayed. But these three have really nice functionality. And I wanted to just show off really quick, if we use one of the second rider cards, here's G3. Oh. It just says Kamen Rider. It's kind of funny, earlier I was trying them out and it was just giving me that read error card sound that you heard earlier when I put the one in. It didn't quite read it right. So, I don't know, let's go ahead and try these. I didn't think they were going to work. See, I got that. That's weird. So it likes G3. It doesn't like Night. Okay. That one, it doesn't even say anything. And I'm definitely putting Night in correctly, right? Yeah. So that's weird. Next up we have Garen. Okay, doesn't like Garen. Ibuki. Okay. So just get a generic Kamen Rider. Gattack. Doesn't like Gattack. It's funny, I just tried a random like assortment of these and I got that like every time, so I didn't think any of these were gonna work. Here's Zeranos. Okay, no Zeranos. Ixa. All right. So it sounds like you're either going to get the cannot read sound or you're going to get a generic Kamen Rider. Alright, doesn't like Axel. What about Birth? Nope, don't like Birth. Meteor? Nope, not so much. Beast? Nope, doesn't like Beast. Baron? Nope. Mach? No Mach. Spectre? Brave? Nope. So it does sound like the majority of these don't work. Yeah. Yeah, so I would say 90% of the secondary riders don't work. It can't read them, but there are one or two where it'll just say Kamen Ride and then give you a generic just Kamen Rider. So that's weird, but that, like I said, I didn't expect any of these to work because it kind of doesn't make sense, but that's funny that one or two of them do. But here we go, where the functionality is really going to shine is these final forms. So here's Decayed Complete Form.
Decayed Complete Form.
That was a long one. Alright, next up we have Kuga Ultimate.
Kamen Rider. Kuga Ultimate Form.
Very cool. Next we have Agito Shining Form.
Kamen Rider. Agito Shining Form.
I also appreciate that we're getting like significantly different sound effects after the names for these. Ryuki Survive.
Kamen Rider. Ryuki Survive. Survive.
Fi's Blaster Form.
Kamen Rider. Fi's Blaster Form. Awakening.
Then we have Blade King Form.
Kamen Rider. Blade King Form. Evolution King.
Armed Hibiki.
Kamen Rider. Amado Hibiki.
These are still out of order. Next we're going to do Kabuto Hyperform.
Kamen Rider. Kabuto Hyper Form. Hyper Beetle.
Now it's time for Den-O Liner Form.
Kamen Rider. Den-O
Kiva Emperor form.
Kamen Rider. Kiba Emperor form.
Double Cyclone Joker Extreme.
Kamen Rider. Double Cyclone Joker Extreme.
O's Putatira combo.
Kamen Rider. O's Totira combo.
Next up we have Forze Cosmic States.
Kamen Rider. Forze Cosmic States.
Wizard Infinity Style.
Kamen Rider. Wizard Infinity Style.
I love the sound effects we're getting with these. Gaim Kiwami Arms.
Kamen Rider. Gaimu Kiwami Arms. Kiwami Arms.
Fantastic. Now we have Drive Type Trideron.
Kamen Rider. Drive Type Trideron.
Ghost Mugen Damashi.
Kamen Rider. Ghost Mugen Damashi. Keep going. Go, 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 go.
Exade Muteki Gamer.
Kamen Rider. Exade Muteki Gamer. Kagayake Kyusei no Gotoku. Houkon no Taikyo Gamer. Hyper Muteki Exade.
That's just fantastic. And then last but certainly not least, Build Genius form.
Kamen Rider. Build Genius form. Kanzen Ketsu Battle Yaru. Build Genius. Monosugei.
Honestly, just wow. This thing has a ridiculous amount of functionality. I'm thoroughly impressed here. Not only can it read all the cards it comes with, which is what you would expect, it can read all of the cards from the Neo DiendDriver, and half of the cards from this also have backwards compatibility with the Neo DiendDriver. These just work in tandem so perfectly. Like, I would love it if the Neo DiendDriver also read all of the secondary riders, but I get it. I understand why it doesn't. But I'm just super impressed. I mean, if you picked up both of these releases, there's just a ton of back and forth compatibility that you can have with these. They make great display pieces. The sound effects are great. I do realize you basically just get each thing kind of saying the name of the card, and then you don't get too much else. The exception being those final forms in the DiendDriver. You get some really amazing sound effects with them, unique to each one. I'm really impressed with that. But with the DiendDriver, it's basically put the card in, it says the name, and you kind of either get that generic attack sound, or you get that like generic, what I'm calling like summoning sound, because he would summon the rider to fight by his side. And I get it. I understand. With all the different cards that this thing is reading and all those sounds that are stored in there, they probably just didn't have the space to add more unique attack sounds. I get it. It's fine. It's really not that big a deal. This thing is very impressive. I highly recommend it. Especially if you're like me and you didn't have the original version of the DiendDriver or the DiendDriver, then these are just excellent releases to pick up. So at this point, I would think Mandarake, Yahoo Japan Auctions, things like that, because they were both premium Bandai releases that have kind of come and gone now, but they're both excellent releases, and I highly recommend both of them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for sticking on till the end, because I know it was very long, but there was just a ton to show you guys. So, again, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.